Billions of people start their day with coffee. But here's the shocking truth. For many, this so-called energy boost hides a dark side. Coffee doesn't just wake you up, it can hijack your brain chemistry, raise your stress hormones, wreck your sleep, and even fuel anxiety and depression. And the worst part, most people never realize the struggles they face are connected to the cup in their hand. Friends, welcome back to Biominds Up. If you or someone you love depends on coffee just to feel normal, this video might be the wake-up call you've been waiting for. If what you hear today surprises you, hit that like button and share this video with that one friend who can't survive without their morning brew. You just might change their life. When you sip your morning coffee, caffeine quickly goes to work. It blocks adenosine, the brain's natural signal that tells you you're tired. For a little while, you feel awake, alert, even unstoppable. But here's the catch. Your body is still exhausted. You've just silenced the alarm. And when that artificial boost wears off, the crash is brutal. Your energy plummets, your focus slips, and you're left craving another cup. But the crash is only the beginning, because inside your brain, something even more dangerous is happening. Studies show that caffeine spikes cortisol, your stress hormone. One double-blind study in the Journal of Psychopharmacology revealed that high caffeine intake increased anxiety and restlessness in sensitive individuals. That jittery, racing heart feeling, that's not real energy, that's stress. For some, it's so intense it can mimic the onset of a panic attack. And it gets darker. Caffeine can linger in your system for 6 to 10 hours, quietly disrupting your deep sleep cycles. And poor sleep isn't just about feeling groggy, it's one of the strongest risk factors for depression. Researchers at Johns Hopkins even linked long-term caffeine disruption to changes in brain neurotransmitters tied to mood disorders. So if you're already vulnerable to stress, anxiety, or depression, coffee may not just be a harmless habit, it could be a hidden trigger. But here's where things get interesting. Coffee isn't pure evil. In fact, the science on coffee is one of the most fascinating and contradictory stories in nutrition. A massive study of 41,000 men and 86,000 women found no link between regular coffee drinking and increased mortality. Another study found that coffee consumption actually lowered the risk of type 2 diabetes. A meta-analysis revealed that coffee may decrease the risk of liver, breast, kidney, and colorectal cancer. Research also shows coffee is not associated with a higher risk of stroke. In fact, it may moderately reduce stroke risk. A 4-year study involving 386,000 coffee drinkers found no evidence that coffee increases the risk of arrhythmias. A few studies suggest that drinking 5 or more cups a day may raise the risk of coronary heart disease and arrhythmias. So coffee can act as a protector in small doses and a silent enemy in excess. Moderate caffeine intake has some well-documented benefits. It may lower the risk of dementia, Alzheimer's, and Parkinson's disease. It can decrease the risk of gallstones and kidney stones. It may protect against fatty liver and even reduce fibrosis within the liver. It can improve alertness, reaction time, and temporarily boost cognitive function. When combined with healthy fats, like MCT oil or butter in so-called bulletproof coffee, caffeine may even extend fasting periods, helping fat metabolism. And let's not forget, coffee is rich in magnesium, vitamin B2, and vitamin B3, and it delivers powerful antioxidants called polyphenols that fight inflammation throughout your body. But coffee also has a darker list of potential side effects, especially when consumed excessively or by people with certain genetic variations that slow caffeine metabolism. Increased blood pressure and cholesterol, elevated cortisol and adrenaline, anxiety, panic attacks and mood swings, insomnia and chronic fatigue, heart arrhythmias, headaches, neck tension and jaw clenching, vitamin B1 deficiency, potassium depletion, which can trigger fatigue, muscle weakness, and even dangerous heart rhythms, dehydration, since caffeine acts as a diuretic. These risks don't hit everyone equally. For people with slower caffeine detox genes, one innocent cup at 4 p.m. can mean a restless night. For fast metabolizers, the same cup may barely register. The good news, you don't need to quit coffee entirely. Instead, you can minimize its risks. Limit your intake. One small, organic cup in the morning is often enough. Exercise regularly, Heavy movement helps your liver process caffeine faster. Support your liver with cruciferous vegetables like broccoli and kale, celery, parsley, and turmeric. Avoid adding sugar or artificial sweeteners, which spike insulin and magnify caffeine's negative effects. Balance electrolytes and eat potassium-rich foods if you're a heavy coffee drinker. Here's a fun twist. Coffee isn't just about what you drink, it's also about what you put on your skin. Caffeine creams and coffee scrubs are popular for good reason. They may reduce puffiness under the eyes. They can temporarily improve cellulite appearance. They help reduce redness from acne and even lighten sunspots or hyperpigmentation. Of course, these are temporary cosmetic effects. They won't fix the root cause of skin issues. But as a topical antioxidant and anti-inflammatory, caffeine can give your skin a noticeable boost while you work on deeper lifestyle changes. So, is coffee good or bad? The truth is, it's both. Coffee blocks your fatigue signals, spikes stress hormones, and can disrupt your sleep. But it also delivers powerful antioxidants, protects your brain, supports your liver, and lowers the risk of several chronic diseases, if consumed in moderation. The difference between whether coffee is your best friend or your worst enemy comes down to your dose, your lifestyle, and even your DNA. Here's the takeaway. Coffee is one of the most powerful plants we consume daily. In small amounts, it can sharpen your mind, protect your body, and even brighten your skin. But too much, and it can slowly drain your energy, hijack your mood, and deplete your vital nutrients. So before you reach for that next refill, ask yourself, is this cup fueling your focus or quietly sabotaging your health? If this video opened your eyes, hit like, share it with someone who drinks way too much coffee, and subscribe so you don't miss our next deep dive. Remember, sometimes the smallest daily habits have the biggest impact on your future.